of weeks ago, I posted up a poll just to see what you guys wanted to see from us next, and you guys voted for the cherry. So today we are going to be doing a cherry, but I also wanted to do a little Christmas tree. Unfortunately, I did try to get these molds from Amazon and they were so bloody cute, but there was so many issues when it came to the delivery. Unfortunately, I had to like give up on the dream of having these little molds. So what I had to do was get a little creative. So I have molds that are shaped as pears because we did do a video where we did the pear, peach, and what was the other one? I can't remember. But basically we have a pear mold and I thought, why don't I shape that into a Christmas tree? I'm trying to stay positive because the amount of molds that have already accumulated by making these videos is insane. Started trying to tell myself, look, we're not getting another mold that's gonna be sitting in the cupboard. We can reuse and repurpose one. That is the plan today. Let's put these away. These are becoming an issue though. Like, oh my God, what am I meant to do with all these? First one that we're gonna be starting on is the cherry. So first what I did was I started with my cherries and of course I de-seeded them because you need to make sure you de-seed them and then chop them. Once I was done with that, I then also added some strawberries to my cherries because I didn't have enough cherries and I didn't want to go to the store, so I chopped those up and added it to the mix. I then also added a little bit of lemon to it and then I cooked that until it started getting soft. Once it started getting soft, I then of course blended it, and once I was done blending it, I then placed it back onto the stove, and then I got my pectin and my sugar. Make sure you mix those two together, otherwise the pectin will clump up on you. Once I was done with that, I then added that to my cherry and strawberry mix and then cooked that until it was nice and thick. I did have cherries that I put to the side that I already de-seeded and chopped as well, and then I add that to the mix. But before you add your chopped cherries, make sure you put 200 grams of the puree to the side because you're going to need that for your cream. I cooked that for another minute and then I placed that into the molds. Now I did do something a little different. I usually place them into these molds, but I saw someone online place it into the cherry molds, which I was like, oh, that's cool. I do have to admit though, this mixture is quite thick. I wish I did add a bit more water to it or lemon just to make it so that it would freeze better. It's so thick. It doesn't look very appealing, but flavor wise, it's gonna taste amazing. I didn't really have time to remake these. We're just gonna have to work with what we got. But again, it does, take my word on it, this does taste really, really good. So I'm gonna just get these out of the molds and then clean the mold up, and then we're gonna go from there. Oh my days, it looks like someone has had a heavy flu. Now we're gonna start on our mousse. I forgot I had this recipe in my books and I'm so excited to show you guys this because it is such a good mousse. What you're gonna need is you're gonna need your cream, your butter, and then we're gonna place that onto the stove. Then you're gonna need your chocolate, icing sugar, and then gelatin. I am going to get everything prepped up first. So I am going to wait and make sure you sift your icing sugar. When it comes to icing sugar, always sift it. That is the number one rule when it comes to baking. It's the best way to get a nice smooth consistency. You're not gonna have random lumps in between your mousse. And then on top of that, we're going to bloom our gelatin. Once you put that stiff sheet into cold water, make sure it's cold, it's going to turn it into a gelatine kind of like consistency. Pull that out once it is nice and bloomed, and then you're going to put that with the rest of your ingredients that you have prepped. So let's get into it. All right, I've got my butter and my cream on the stove now, and make sure you have everything weighed up and prepped. So once this gets to a boil, all you have to do is pour it on top of this, mix it with like a whisk, and then we're gonna go from there. So now that I've got that all mixed up to a nice consistency and it's all blended together, I am now gonna get my cream on. You want to do this because it gives this time to cool down. Now we're gonna whip this up to a soft peak. Let's whip her up. We are going to now slowly add the cream to the ganache. I'm just gonna put a little bit in just to kind of temper it to make sure that it's not too hot, and just slowly fold it. This mousse is so beautiful. I can't wait for people to try it. Oh, look at that, that is so lovely. I'm now gonna pour it into my piping bag, and then we're gonna pour it into the mold. All I'm gonna do now is just scrape the sides up and just give it a little quick squeeze so that you make sure that everything is perfectly covered. So I'm just going to continue doing this with all of them so that there is no air bubbles, and like I said, once you pop it out, you know that there's a whole coverage. Now what we're going to need is we're going to need our puree that we made, our cherry one, and then we're going to have our cream, a bit of sugar, and we're going to mix this together. I'm going to weigh how much I put in the cream because usually I just eyeball it, but I feel like people kind of want measurements. I'm so excited for you guys to try this. I did actually see someone make a video of them trying the fruit shaped pastries that I've made. It was actually really cool and she did amazing. Like her fruit looked so good and I was so happy for her, but then it came to her actually trying them and I I wanted to vomit. I was so nervous. I was like, what if she doesn't like them and she's put all this effort into it and it's for her birthday? I was like, oh my God. I just wanted to say, if you guys do end up making my like fruit shaped pastries, please tag me or like let me know. Give me some feedback because I love that. Right, now I'm gonna add a bit of sugar in here. 20 grams. Oh, so I usually eyeball 20 grams. That's cool. That's my cream and my sugar and now my puree. Put this in there. Nice big blob. And then we're gonna give this a good stir. Oh my God. Okay, look at that. All right, let's get this into a piping bag. Now we're going to try and put our little cherry blobs into our molds. What I recommend for this filling is don't do this. Have it in a bowl and then just like transfer it in there because you can do that with certain fillings. I just made the mistake of not doing that. Oh, what a disaster.
You'll be back.
Yeah. Okay, now that I've got this all filled up, I'm now going to place this into the freezer and then we're going to start on our second mold. So let's get into it. Now onto the pear molds. It feels so weird using pears to make a Christmas tree, but this is where we're at. What I've decided to do for the flavors is we're gonna have a ganache, we're gonna have a pistachio, so we're gonna have them two together, a caramel sauce, and then a pistachio cream on the outside. So what I used was I just used this pistachio paste and I placed it into the molds. They do firm up, like look how, ooh, look how smooth that is. That's what I did for the half of this. Now the other half we used ganache. So what I did was I got some cream, butter, I put that onto the stove. I allowed the butter to melt into the cream and then I got it to a boil and then I poured it over my chocolate. Make sure that you mix that thoroughly and it's all properly combined. You pour that into your molds and then you place that into the fridge. I then started on my caramel sauce. What I do with my caramel sauce is I always make sure that I put my cream onto the stove first. I get that to a bit of a bubble just so that it's nice and warm. When you pull it straight out of the fridge, it causes problems. It will make your caramel seize up. Once I had my cream and I was happy with that, I then got my sugar. I placed that on the stove. I then cooked that until it started to caramelize. I then added my butter to it. I made sure that all of that was combined and then I added my cream and then I added a bit of salt to it. I then placed that into a bowl, put it in the fridge and allowed it to firm up and then you have your beautiful caramel sauce. Now for the pistachio cream. We're just going to be using pistachio paste and cream and then we're just going to whip that up and then put everything together. Before I forget to clarify, I did use smooth for the filling inside and for the cream I'm going to be using crunchy because I want some like bits and pieces of like the nuts in there, which would be really nice. I'm going to add the cream in. Oh no.
What happened?
The scale's not on.
You get a new scale.
I do.
You gotta just
These
go
are
and buy yourself a good scale.
No, I do.
You always buy these cheap pieces of crap. And they always do this crap.
Please turn on. Oh, it's alive. Now we need to add our pistachio paste. How easy was that? Now we're just gonna put this into a piping bag and then pipe it into our molds and then we're gonna go from there. Please ignore my nails. I'm not ready to let go of Halloween yet, okay? I know they're probably in shot and I know it doesn't match the theme, but like, I love Halloween. Let's get this coated and then we'll do the rest. Got everything all out. We just gotta get our caramel and we're just gonna pipe that at the bottom there. Ooh. I also forgot to mention, I have decided to get some gluten-free muds. I've made these, but you guys don't have to use gluten-free muds. You can also use whatever recipe you want. Caramel mud, chocolate mud, white mud, anything you really want to use. I love white mud.
Why are you using gluten-free? You giving some to Kim?
Yeah.
As soon as I hear gluten-free, I'm just like,
Kimmy. Now I'm going to place this into the freezer. We're going to do a bit of a cleanup, have some lunch. Hopefully the molds and everything will be set by then, and then we're just going to pop everything out and then decorate it.
I'm hungry.
Me too. We're going to check out these molds, make sure that they're nice and firm, and hopefully they're time to pop them out. I'm very excited. These cherries, I'm thinking they're gonna look so cute. I know what the pears look like. I've already done pears before, but the cherries, this is the first.
Cherries.
Let's pop them out.
All right.
I'm hoping I'm not damaging it. Please be good. Oh, yes, yes. No, you're cute. You're cute. Once we dunk you, you're cute. You gotta admit, that's cute.
What happened?
We're gonna ignore that one.
Jesus Christ, you the shit out of me. What happened? I didn't see it. Oh. It happens. Yeah, try not to pop it the traditional way you usually do. You gotta try and pop it from one edge.
Oh, that's
upwards,
so scary.
because you just split it. You want to try and pop it from,
Do you want to do it?
you want to try and pop.
Oh my goodness.
There you go, look,
Oh.
one of the best ones.
Yay! They're still
The
cute.
first one over there was the best one, it looks good.
I think they needed a bit longer in the freezer.
Plant doesn't have anything going for it, doesn't need depth.
Yeah.
Oh, hey! Down.
Right there. This one's teared. Oh, please don't split on me. Don't split. Let's put these in the freezer and then we're gonna get our white chocolate nice and melted. So I have got some cocoa butter and white chocolate already colored from previous videos that we've already done. I'm just gonna melt these down instead of making a new batch because it just doesn't make sense to me. I am going to melt these, but usually what you do need is you need 200 grams of cocoa butter or 200 grams of white chocolate. Cocoa butter is, as I've said in every other video, it's so expensive. So if you want to use shortening or oil instead, I do recommend using those instead. Again, I'm not sure if it has that beautiful crack that we all love. Again, it is a cheaper alternative. Hi, hello, I am from the future. This poor girl has no idea what she's doing.
She has no idea what she's in for.
I am here to explain and tell you what happened. You're being so rude to the camera right now. Do you understand?
Your camera.
Fortunately, we fell into a few complications. While we were filming, we didn't give the molds enough time or the mousse enough time to set. So while we were trying to stick the sticks into it, it was too soft and we couldn't get it properly into the chocolate. So I ended up having to use a spatula to try and dip it in, which did work, but it was very risky. I didn't really want that to be everyone else's experience.
Didn't submerge the bottom either because the spatula's, it's sitting on the spatula. It
wasn't ideal. We did try and put the stick in the side of the treats just to see maybe if we could do it that way, but ended up damaging the whole thing. Honestly, it was just way too soft to work with because unfortunately we just didn't give it enough time to set in the freezer. We were concerned though because we did use a softer filling that maybe that was also causing the issues. So I did ask my boss and I showed him what I had made here and he loved it. He was like, yeah, we can do that for Christmas. I decided to make it exactly how I made it here. The only difference that I did at work was I allowed it to be in the freezer overnight and the next day it was solid, rock hard. I had no issues getting the stick into the cherries. I was able to dip them in with no issues whatsoever, which really made me feel good because the flavor of these cherries is so nice.
The flavor was always good. It was just the fact that we just couldn't dunk it properly, that's all.
Giving it 4 hours to set in the freezer is just not ideal.
Which is us trying to rush stuff.
Yes.
We don't get a lot of time to ourselves either.
No, we don't.
We did try and do it on the cheap, like, it'll be enough.
We did right, yeah, we
it'll
rushed
be enough.
it. Moral of the story, don't rush these. Allow them to set overnight in the freezer. Don't rush things, okay? Like that was a mind that. That's all I had to say. I'm so sorry. This is one of my most favorite ones that we've made so far and it feels like this is kind of all over the place and unorganized, just the way it is. On with the video. I feel so bad. Usually we have a few decent ones and we pick the best ones, but these are the only 2 decent ones out of the lot. Because like, look at that, that's just, I'm kind of embarrassed about this. This is bad. Let's just decorate them, make them look kind of cute and hopefully they will be somewhat presentable. Okay, they are cute. We nearly had a moment. We stopped filming because I nearly had a breakdown because Jackson was like, let me get a skewer. A skewer. And let me just try and like stab a hole so we can put these in. And it literally cracked.
I was laughing the whole time. I couldn't help it. I was like, I'm so sorry, man, but laughing. And she's sitting there going, it's not funny. It made it funnier.
Anyway, I'm gonna put these away before anything else happens. Get footage of this. Oh my god, get footage of this. I don't care.
Cat jumps up and knocks him over.
Don't. So we're not gonna do a whole thing of me popping out the pears and doing my reaction to that because I have a whole video of where I've already done that. I'm just gonna pop it out and then I'm gonna explain how we're gonna shape it into a little Christmas tree. Let's do it. What we're gonna be doing is we're gonna be getting buttercream. I did make my buttercream kind of like a hybrid, a buttercream mixed with like a ganache cream. I've added them together. You can use your own buttercream recipe if you like, or you can actually just use a ganache kind of cream. A lot of people use that. We're gonna add the food coloring in. Oh, this is the part I've been excited for the most, I feel like. All you gotta do, because we wanna get rid of that pear shape, is kind of just pipe at the bottom here, and then have little like lines going up. Yeah. All right, let's keep going then. Okay, you've got to admit, like, I know it's not as cute as the molds, but oh, this is cute. This is really cute, right? I think that's adorable. That is so adorable. I feel good. I feel good. Day was not a waste.
But if you can get the molds, get the molds.
So I'm kind of really happy with how my little Christmas trees have turned out. I think they're very adorable. We were thinking about doing a velvet spray, but it's been a really long day. So we're thinking of just doing some icing sugar on top.
It's not just that. I think the icing sugar will look better, to be honest.
You reckon?
Yeah, well, it is the actual effect of snow, isn't it? Just sprinkling it from above.
Let's sprinkle these little guys and hopefully it's going to look really, really cute. I've got the icing sugar, got my sifter, so we're going to start making it snow. Let it snow, let it snow, let it snow.
Babe, no, not like that.
Oh shit. Oh, Christmas tree, oh no.
You weren't meant to pour it. You weren't meant to pour the whole thing into it over the...
Oh, this still looks
it's
pretty.
It's still okay, but...
No, it looks really pretty. I've had it for a minute. I was like, that looks like crap. It still looks...
I know, but it could have been better. You got way too excited.
I did. Which one should we cut first? We should do the cherry first, yeah?
Yeah, do cherry.
We'll do the cherry.
Alright.
Oh, God.
Oh.
How does it look?
Looks good.
Looks good?
Looks good.
Ooh, cute. I'm happy about that. Thank God. You see all the layers?
Yep.
I'm so glad. We're going to cut this bad boy. I'll cut it that way. Ooh. Okay, one side's cracking.
We're sliding.
We're sliding. Avalanche a little bit.
Avalanche.
Oh, God.
After the sprinkle, it
Oh,
makes
God.
sense.
Oh, God. Okay.
Oh,
Ooh.
that looks good.
It does?
That looks different.
It's falling apart because it doesn't
That's
have like the crack and stuff. We've made a bit of a mess, but let's eat.
I know that one's going to be my favourite, just based off of the mousse, because I love that mousse.
Oh
that you
my
made.
God, that tastes so good.
The mousse.
Uh-huh.
I don't know about the
All of it.
I don't
all
know
of it.
about the cherry part, but the mousse is my favourite.
I know cherries aren't your favourite, but what do you think of it?
No, it's good. I don't mind cherries. They're not my favourite, but I don't mind them.
I love the cherry cream. It's so nice. A scoop of everything.
Don't give me too much. Jesus
Work your way
Christ,
through
woman.
it. You don't like it.
I'm not a fan of the... I don't know. I think there's just a bit too much going on in there for me.
Once the ganache and that other cream, if that softened a bit, that would be the best.
Yeah, the
dessert.
buttercream was pretty firm. But no, like, it wasn't bad at all. It just wasn't
I would probably
really
do
my
it a
taste.
bit different if I did it again, but I don't know.
For me, the cherry one just won that by a landslide.
If you guys did enjoy this, please like and subscribe. Let me know if you guys do give these recipes a go.
If you film it, then yeah,
Yes,
definitely
no.
tag Emma in it.
Let us know if you guys do recreate this, because even though it stresses the hell out of me, I still really enjoy it, and I don't know, it gives me a bit of pride. So thank you so much, and thank you for everyone that has been so kind to Jack and I this year. This will be our last video for this year, so we'll see you guys in the new year. Hope you guys have a good one. Boing, 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 boing.